I'm Mitch Davis, Fox News Radio, and we're spending a few moments with Siobhan Magnus, until very recently of American Idol. Siobhan, welcome.
Thank you.
So many questions, but I want to start with probably not Idol directly, but how did you become a glass blower and why?
About 3 years ago, I was offered a babysitting job by some family friends of ours, and so I started babysitting for them, and then they also needed help in their glass shop. So I started working in the shop as well, and throughout the time that I worked there, I started to pick up glass blowing because I was around it all the time, every day in the shop. I would help out customers, but then when we'd have a slow day or there wasn't much to do, I'd get a chance to hop on the torch and start learning stuff myself.
It looks like a lot of fun, is it?
It's fun. It's hard work because you have to be very focused, but that's something that I love about it, is that while you're working with glass, it's almost meditative because you have to clear your mind of everything else and just focus on the glass.
Actually, that's the perfect bridge to my next question. You seem to have incredible sharp focus. Watching you on Idol, when you decide what it is you're going to do, what song you're going to sing, and what style you're going for, you don't hold back, do you?
No. I guess it's my nature to go for it. I feel very comfortable on stage, more comfortable than a lot of places. So I love being there, and I love to be able to show people how much I love it.
Had you done a lot on stage before Idol?
Yeah, I've had a pretty good amount of experience on stage. I was in my high school's drama club since I was about 10 years old because I have older siblings who are in it too, so they always let me be in the plays with them. And then, I've been in school chorus since the 4th grade, and so I've always been singing, and just any opportunity I could find to be singing or performing, I would weasel my way in there.
And no lack of self-confidence, I guess.
No, because in a strange way, I feel more confident when I'm performing because it just makes me feel so good, and I don't think about anything else. And something that's so incredible about singing or acting in a play is that for that short amount of time, you get to forget about everything else, about all your trivial problems, and if you have homework or if you're mad at your friend, it all goes away just for an hour or two, or even a minute and a half on American Idol, because in that moment you're the performer, and that's all there is.
So you really can live in the moment.
Yeah.
Tell me, you mentioned your sisters, and at the end of that last Idol, you said again that you were doing this for your sisters. Mm-hmm. Tell me about your family. How many, and where are you in the range?
I'm one of 6 kids.
Wow.
I'm 4th, and I have 2 older brothers, an older sister, and 2 little sisters. So I was the youngest for about 10.5 years, and then my mom surprised us and had 2 more. And so while my little sisters were growing up, my older brothers and sister, they were already grown up and moving out. And so I've kind of played the role of youngest, middle, and oldest child, and I think that I have qualities of each, because technically I'm the middle now, but I was the youngest for so long, and then when my older siblings moved out, I was the oldest at home. And I've also had a big role in taking care of my little sisters and helping my parents raise them, and helping out in a lot of different ways. So it's always been really important for me to be a good role model for them, and just to be able to show them that they can do whatever they dream of. You just have to work really hard for it.
The sense watching you on Idol is you know who you are. You are a very independent-minded person, probably an interesting little girl to be a parent of. Were you one of those, I know who I am, I'm stubborn, it's me, or is the whole family like that?
I think in our own special ways, everyone in my family is like that. And I'm grateful for it. my older siblings are incredible people, and I've always been able to look up to them, and they're all very independent in their thinking and their actions. And so I was raised, my parents always encouraged me to be myself, and I think my parents, when they were growing up, they faced the same kind of things, struggling with being different and being comfortable with who they were, and so they never wanted to suppress that in me, which I'm extremely grateful for. So when I went through different phases where I would dress really funny, even funnier than I do now, and things like
You
that.
think you dress funny now?
Well, in my own special way, but I'm better at it now, I guess I would say. But my mom especially always encouraged that, and you know, she never said anything like, you're not leaving the house in that crazy outfit or anything like that. She would applaud me for my courage, because I would come home sometimes crying because the other kids at school would make fun of me, but instead of telling me, well, maybe then you should change, she would say, well, that's because they don't know any better, or things like that. And so she was always on my side, and it really helped.
How old are you now?
I just turned 20 in March.